channel. Hey guys, here to review Suffering Upon the Throne of Depravity by Daggerspawn. Now, for those of you who don't know who Daggerspawn is, they're a 5-piece death metal band from Siberia, I believe, or Serbia, I don't know how you say it. Annotation for it, obviously. Now, these guys formed around 2004. They released a whole bunch of splits, and then they released a DVD before they released this in 2009. Now, the DVD they released before their debut album, which is not something you see too often. I haven't gotten the DVD, but apparently from what I've heard, it's actually a great live DVD and has great sound quality. So, hey, if it's good, then it's good. I can't tell you. But for a band that releases something as that quality material before they even release a debut album, that means they're going somewhere, and they're actually a great band. So, that's what I know about Daggerspawn. This album was also released on Butchered Records and Severed Records in 2009, it says, so there we go. Now, let's get into a review, guys. The vocals on this album are a mix of low, your average low scream, and you have a monotone low, like mixed with a rough scream. I have to give a band such as Resting Gore. Now, how he has the rough monotone low, it's like e, and you can hear the scratchiness. He has that in there. He has a guttural mixed in there, and then he has something different, which you don't really hear in too many death metal bands in general. He has a fry scream, which is the scream that's used in, well, metalcore, emo-core stuff. Now, for those of you who are like, oh my god, I can't buy this because of that. Nah. He only uses the fry scream when it's building up speed, such as when Awakening, the first real track in the album, is starting to end and Children of a Livid Sea starts. You can hear he's doing a fry high, and it's like, yeah, and it's going real fast, brutal, and he only uses it to build up speed and have pump up to the album. So that's really it for that. Now, for the guitar work on this album, I can't really place anything on these guys, but the simple reason being is because they have some brutal death metal elements, and then they have old school death metal elements. And I'm talking old school, something you would hear in the early 90s, late 80s old school. Some from Sweden, around that area in Europe. So they got new death metal, and they got old school death metal, which they mix together. So I can't really place a band oh, they sound like this band, and oh, they sound like that band at all, because it's so mixed together. It's such a unique and different sound that I can't really place a sound on them. I'm sure bands have done this before, but I haven't heard of them. So to me, this is unique, different, and new to me. So definitely, if you're into brutal death metal or old school death metal, please give these guys a shot. I mean, the guitar work is amazing on this. No complaints for it whatsoever. The bass is good when you can hear it. The bass has a few breakdowns and all that, and when you hear the bass, it's fantastic, but it's not as out in the front as I would like the bass to be. That's my opinion. But when you hear the bass, it's great. You can't really hear it all that much throughout the album. Now, the drumming on this album is very tight, brutal, beast, great quality. It's not overpowering anything. It's not overpowering the vocals or guitar. It's real nice, steady pace. It's at a steady, fast pace of drumming. So real brutal, great drumming on this album. It's got a few blast beats here and there. But all in all, drumming on this album, fantastic. Now, the quality on this album is absolutely great. I mean, it's got, for being such an underground band, you can hear the guitars, you can hear the drums, you can hear the bass, you can hear the vocalist. You can hear everything in the album, which is fantastic. You're not straining to hear that one certain part of the song like in a lot of bands. You're straining to hear the vocals, you're straining to hear the guitar, you're straining to hear the bass, or trying to hear something when you can't. You can actually hear all the sounds are up front when they need to be. The bass is in the breakdowns, the guitars are out there in front, the vocals are there in front as well, the drumming you can hear. I mean, it's all in all, quality on this album is fantastic. They got 3 live tracks on here from Awakening live, I Am a Thousand Plagues live, my favorite song on the album, and then Children of a Livid Sea. Now, definitely the quality on these live tracks are fantastic. You're not trying to hear yourself, strain yourself once again. To be all honest with you guys, there's a few scratches on the, but that's really it. Other than a few scratches on the live tracks, it's not that much. bad. I mean, you can hear the guy talking. Can't really hear the audience. I don't know if they were playing with an audience that day or not, but it was quiet audience, I guess, or they muffled it down when they did the audio track. But all in all, brutal, great death metal release. If you're looking for a new sound and you want some brutal death metal in you, check these guys out. Unique, different sound. Yes, it's a little bit old. It was released in 2009, but hey, just because it's old doesn't mean you can't give it a shot. So, Suffering Upon Throne Depravity by Daggerspawn. Pick it up on Severed Records or Butchered Records, or if you see it at a store. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.